Hey everybody, welcome back to the Homestead. I'm David, and it is still wintertime, but we should be working on our gardens. We should be thinking about our seeds. We should be figuring out what we're going to eat, what we're going to grow for this season. Today I'm going to show you a couple of things. First of which is I used my soil blockers to make some soil blocks, and I made a mistake. Having done this before, I should have known better. But in the soil mixture that I just mixed soil in these little pans, what I did was I mixed my clean seed starting soil with a little bit of worm castings and a little bit of compost from our Vigo composter. And the result was, not only did these not germinate, out of all these little lettuce plants, I only had 2 that germinated, but what happened instead was I had a lot of fungal growth in these, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but these funny little gray mushrooms that grew on top of this. So I'm going to redo these today, and I'm going to put nothing in it except for my clean seed starting mix. This I'm going to take down to the compost. So, as my friend David DeGood says, compost everything, including your enemies. So we have 2 compost piles going right now. This is our active compost. So this is what I'm continuing to add things to. This compost is almost finished. This is from last season. So we'll be sifting that, going through it, and getting that ready for use in our garden. This compost is the new one that we created over the last fall up till last few days, and things that I clean out of the greenhouse, food scraps, all the leaves that we suck up, wood chips. There's all kinds of things that go into that compost. So haven't covered this one up yet, but as soon as I finish processing this one, we'll get this guy covered up. Keeping that covered will help keep some of the heat and the moisture in there and help those things break down faster. So this is our new garden on the new homestead, and we have grass cover crop planted in the walkways that we'll be mulching and putting in chips. You might be able to see some here on this walkway. What's on here right now on the actual beds are just cover crops. So there's a good mix of clover and peas and vetch and oh goodness, what else? Mustard. Mustard's really good at getting rid of nematodes and repelling insects in the soil that you don't want. So we've got all these beds down here, and on this side, this side doesn't really have any beds planted in it yet, but this is wheat, and there's some peas down there at the far end. So these are just building up soil. So we're still planning on what's going to end up going in those beds. These 2 raised beds, they are the crate that the greenhouse came in. It was really clever packaging, how they crated everything, and then the crating actually became 2 raised beds. So in these beds, of course we have cover crops in there, mustard, but the one crop we have growing in here that we'll harvest is our garlic. So our garlic is in these 2 beds, 4 different kinds. So there's 4 different kinds. We'll see which one we prefer the best. So this area down here, these mounds that you see here are compost. We have cover crops on all of this, but this is going to be our 3 Sisters garden this year. So we'll see how that goes. We've done it a few times in the distant past, but haven't done it here on the new homestead. So we're going to have that 3 Sisters garden a try here. The whole point being that when we have nice days, when your ground is not covered with snow or ice and the weather permits, get out and start working that garden as early as possible. Get your soil prepped, put your garden skills to use, and find out what can I do today that will feed my family on the homestead for this coming year. All right, Mr. Rooster trying to make a video here. They're just calling back and forth to each other up there. It's crazy. But this is our new greenhouse from yourgreenhouses.com. We have enjoyed building this, growing food in it through the winter. So not sure how much of this you can see, but we've got our cauliflower growing up on this side. We have some celery here. Our broccoli back here. We've harvested the heads off the broccoli. Now we're just getting the shoots off of it. And we have over here is mostly our cabbage. We have some Chinese cabbage in the back. We've harvested several of those already. I think my wife's making sauerkraut with some of that. But we also have onions planted in here, all doing very well. So on this side, we do have a little row of a little bit of carrots here. I think those are Danver. And then we have a few radishes planted. So even in the winter, we're still growing food, things that will help sustain us over the winter months. But greenhouse has worked out perfectly. Absolutely love growing in here in the wintertime. So this area up here is directly across from our vegetable garden. This was the first garden we had when we very first moved here and started gardening. But this garden is going to transition into our perennial garden. So our fruit trees, our berries, things that we don't change out every year, asparagus, blackberries, figs, loquat, things like that. Those are going in here. So right now we have one of the portable chicken coops in here. The chickens you can see behind me, they're just doing their chicken thing. They're helping, they're fertilizing and doing some cleanup before we start prepping this for the new perennial garden. So I'm excited to get that done this spring. All right, so over the winter, we have also ordered a lot of our seeds. We've ordered our onions and our potato starts. We get our onion sets from Dixondale Farms here in Texas. If you have an onion grower in your area, find out what their recommendations are and try to buy things from a local grower when you're buying seed starts and plant starts like that. But we've got our these are Texas Super Sweets. We've got our Red Creole. We have our 1015s. So we've got quite a few onions. Now we already have some that we're growing over the winter that are in the greenhouse. So this will be sort of a succession planting. These will actually get planted outside probably by mid-January. And one of the tips from Dixondale is these seeds or these onion starts are actually just dormant. They don't need to be watered. They don't need to be in soil until we're ready to plant them. So by mid-January, we're going to get these planted. So check your zone for when these things are supposed to be outside and look for local suppliers of seeds and plant starts that you trust. So we ordered our seed potatoes from Haas, and they just got a notice today that should be here in the next week or so. So we'll have those potatoes ready to go in the ground when it's time to plant them. I have some sweet potatoes. I'm going to start these in some jars. Everybody's probably seen how we do that. You put these potatoes in a couple of jars with some toothpicks and just keep the bottom part of this in the water. And what we're looking for are the shoots to come off of the potato to begin getting the starts for our sweet potato plants. So I'm going to get that done today. And I'm also going to work on some of our seeds. So some of these obviously we're not going to plant now. It's still too cold. But like pumpkins we're not going to do today. What is this? Our corn we're not going to do today. That needs certain conditions. Tomatoes, still a little bit too early for us to do our tomatoes here. But some of the places we're ordering our seed from, I love Haas Seeds, Johnny Seeds, Territorial Seeds. We do actually get a few things from Baker Creek, rareseeds.com. And this is a crookneck squash that my wife has been wanting to try. It's supposed to be a good livestock feed. It's good for people. But the thing about the long neck is you get this big seed pod down here, and you can save the seeds from that. But these long necks make it really, really easy to clean. These are more of like a winter squash, supposed to be good for storage and good for keeping. But the long neck on there means that we can take the neck off of this. We can eat that part and give that big body to chickens or other livestock. We did buy some seeds this year from Burpee. So my wife wanted to experiment with peanuts since we have really sandy soil. Bush beans, but those are all from Burpee. Peas, so we've got some sugar snap. It'll be time to start those outside very soon. Sugar daddy peas, our pole beans, bush beans. We still have seeds from our market garden that we have from our old homestead, but we're finding that the germination rate on some of those older seeds is not great. But so we're starting with new seeds. We have our bush beans, Italian beans, more tomatoes. All of this is from Burpee. But I'm going to get my lettuce seeds, in my soil blocks and my trays and things replanted. The things that haven't germinated properly, and so I can get those going. A lot of those I've had for 3 weeks. They didn't germinate. You saw my mistake that I made mixing other things into my soil mix, which I guess contaminated, if you want to look at it that way. I was just trying to give them a good, healthy start, but the problem is keeping them on our grow shelves back here, keeping them wet, keeping them moist. They're on heat mats, and with the lighting, all I succeeded was growing some funky gray mushrooms out of it. So that didn't work out so well. So today I'm going to redo those with nothing but my clean soil and get my peppers started and some lettuces started, maybe a few other things. But right now here in Texas, it's the ideal time. Peppers take a really long time to germinate, so 20 to 30 days typically. So I want to make sure that those have a nice, good start and that they get good growth on them before they're ready to go out after our last frost day. So I'm going to go ahead and get those done. So I hope you enjoyed those tips, learning from some of my mistakes. And like and subscribe to our videos. We'll see you on the next one. Happy growing.